In this video, I want to review a new product that can be a game changer for trumpeters of all ages who may need a little help holding up the trumpet for whatever reason. That new product is the TrumpetHolder, made by the good folks at JazzLab. Now, you may have heard of them because they created the Saxholder, which has been a revolutionary saxophone harness taking away neck pain from thousands and thousands of saxophone players all over the world. I did a review on this harness a while ago. The link will be in the description below. By the way, JazzLab also makes the JazzLab silencer and deflector. I'll put links of my reviews for those great products in the description as well. So the TrumpetHolder comes in this really cool looking box, cool shaped box. You're going to get in here some instructions, and the holder comes in its own bag. Now, while I'm getting this ready, this TrumpetHolder took the same design as the Saxholder in the sense that it's so simple to put on and it goes over your shoulders, takes the weight of the instrument off, you know, in this case, your hands. Now, the difference between the Saxholder and the TrumpetHolder, so the Saxholder obviously needs a hook to hold the saxophone up, and you have this lever to adjust the height for that hook. For the TrumpetHolder, well, let me go through this because this can look a little bit daunting at first. It's not. Okay, you have the arms. The arms over here are going to go over your shoulders, and it says L and R for left and right. And you see this big yellow button. This yellow button is going to help to release the arms to make them loose once you have it on. So I'm going to put these arms on right now, get it past my immense amount of hair, and you heard that lock. You want to make sure that that's locked in. Now again, if I want to take this off, I could feel that yellow button. I push it in, and the arms come off. These arms are adjustable. That's the great thing about this. Just like in the Saxholder, and you'll see in a second when I put this on and turn around, these arms are going to go on your back. For some people, you may feel like it may dig in a little bit. You can simply just, use your own hands, and you could bend these up, you could bend these in any direction that you need. If you feel like this part of the arm is hitting this part, close to your collarbone, you could also bend these out as well, just like on the Saxholder. Okay, so before I put this over my shoulders, one thing I do want to do that'll make it a little bit easier, this piece over here with this plate, this plate goes against your stomach area around here. It could be on your belly button, a little bit above, a little bit below. It's going to be your personal preference. I'm just going to release this a little bit just to move it out, and then I'm going to adjust it in a minute. The release lever is right over here on the bottom, and there's even, for those of us that are challenged, there's an arrow showing you which way to turn it to loosen it up. So in this case, it's going to be clockwise to loosen it and counterclockwise to tighten it. Okay, I'm going to put this over my shoulders again. I just heard it lock. I double check. Okay, I move this lever out. I'm going to put it like around maybe here, and I'm going to tighten it by going counterclockwise. Now, what about this piece? Well, what does this do? Well, the first thing I need to do, I need to go to this lever, and again, they have a little arrow there. I'm going to move this to the left so that I can move this piece all the way out. Really important, move it all the way out so that you could rotate it all the way and lock it in by going clockwise. Really get that tight, that's super important. The trumpet is going to rest against this part right here. Okay, now how's the trumpet going to rest? It looks like I'm playing a clarinet. No, you've got this black button right over here. You're going to press that in, and you're going to bring this up to the angle that you need. Okay, so I'm not playing it where I'm holding the trumpet at this angle, but some people do play on an upward angle. I tend to play in a little bit of a downward angle. By the way, I have a video about trumpet angle. I'll put the link for that in the description below as well. Now, here's the thing. I still have one more adjustment to do. And this may seem like this takes a long time. It's only because I'm explaining it. This is going to take you all of 2 seconds. The trumpet leans against this. Now, obviously, the mouthpiece has to go to my face, so I'm going to need to move this retaining arm closer to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to the left. I'm going to bring this in about here and then really tighten this. So that's the position that's going to work for me. That's the angle that's going to work for me. This is what it looks like on this side. This is what it looks like on this side. Now, what's really great, this is important, we don't hold the trumpet straight up like this. Okay, we don't stick our stomach out. We stand up straight, and we usually put the trumpet on a little bit of an angle to our right. Why? It helps to hold it up. It helps to finger faster. You think about a triangle. That's the idea. You don't normally hold it up like this. That's weird. It's too weird. I don't know anybody that does that either, okay? But the thing that you're going to have to experiment with is that angle, and that angle is going to be dictated by this big black button over here. Okay, so for me, like I said, this feels good for me. Okay, now here's the cool thing. So my trumpet's leaning against this. I'm not putting the valve caps in here. At first I thought that's what I was supposed to do, but it's not that. The trumpet is leaning. There's even a little like a groove here where the third valve casing goes against this. And I can move this back and forth this way. The cool thing also, this does not affect my third valve slide. You can see it's moving. Let me give a left side view over here. It's moving, it's not impeded. Okay, so that's awesome. That's really good. And I'm going to tell you something. This is solid. The trumpet isn't going anywhere. This is really solid. Really solid. Now, it won't be solid if you don't tighten this enough. Okay, so you do have to tighten this enough. You do have to make sure that this button, that you can see this button out. If the button looks pressed in, this is going to fall. Okay, so you got to make sure that this is locked in as well. So a lot of this is going to be personal preference in terms of your angle, in terms of the distance away from your face. Remember, you don't want to go to the horn. You want the horn going to you. Okay, and also in terms of where you want to put this stomach plate, so to speak. Now, I also have to tell you, this is really taking a lot of the weight off. This feels great. This feels really good. All right, now, who is the trumpet holder for? My first thought is that this is for very young kids wanting to play the trumpet, but can't because they can't hold up the weight of the horn. All right, and all they're thinking about is this thing is heavy, I can't deal with this. I think this is going to be a game changer, right? Now, listen, I'm short, I've got very narrow shoulders. Okay, you can see in the back, hopefully my hair is not covering it, I can't see, but this fits me great. If I need to adjust these arms, I can do that, okay? And for people, most people are taller than me, you can adjust those arms, you could move them out. But I'm on the short side, so for the young kids, I'm gonna be a good role model for you. This fits really good, it feels really good. And I think that this is a great way to assist the younger players in holding up the trumpet properly right from the get-go, right from the start, so they could focus on taking relaxed breaths and building their embouchure. Instead of like, oh my gosh, this trumpet is so heavy. Now, music teachers, pay attention. If you're teaching in elementary school or you're teaching privately, you're teaching beginners, you should really check this out for your students. I think this is going to really help them. Now, the second group of people I thought this would benefit from would be people with hand, arm, wrist, or even shoulder injuries where they would normally stop playing for weeks or months on end because it was too painful to hold up the horn. Even if you have a wrist injury on your right hand, as long as your fingers are free, you could play. So I'm going to try to simulate that. I tend to get carpal tunnel, and I could just see like having a wrist brace. You could do it. This is going to really, really help. Now, if you've been playing for many, many years, and you're finding it's getting harder to hold up the horn for those 2 to 3 hour like rehearsals and community bands and stuff, you may want to also check this out as well. Now, I just had another thought too, and it's interesting. All the work you did holding the trumpet and doing the fingerings with your right hand, I know this, for myself. Like if I had an injury or, in the past, I didn't have this device, you could do the same fingerings. You could finger with your left hand, and a lot of that stuff that you did over here is going to transfer. It's not going to feel smooth. It's not going to feel great. But if you want to, keep your trumpet skills up, yes, it's not keeping your right hand trumpet skills up. I understand that. What I always have done if I'm injured, I play my mouthpiece because you do want to keep your chops up and it's harder to play just a mouthpiece. But now, if you really are missing your horn, you could try to do it left-handed. And I know a lot of you that are watching this are going to be like, I don't believe her. I'm going to try it. Try it. I'm going to be curious. Put some of your comments below. See the left hand, call it the left hand experiment. See if you're able to play like, you know, Clark 2. Okay, don't do it so fast when you go left-handed. So I'm going to simulate being in a sling. And in this case, because I have this flexibility, I could put this, I don't want to put it on this angle. I'll probably put it over here. Again, I have to compensate because I have one hand holding this. My pinky's getting away. So it just feels a little uncomfortable. I gotta say that. Here's the thing too, like, you know, if I'm missing my trumpet, I may want to do that. If, let's say I've got a paying gig coming up or something like that, or I don't want to miss a rehearsal, and I've got some time to make this adjustment, I may want to give it a shot and see if it works. Or you just may want to do it for fun. That's cool too. Now, the third group of people that I think this trumpet holder can benefit are people that have a handicap, that are handicapped. Every situation's different, so I can't address that here. But this device, you know, if you've been held back from playing the instrument that you love, maybe this can give you some hope that you could play the trumpet again. Now, what's really cool, and the people at JazzLab have considered this from their first iteration of the Saxholder to the Saxholder Pro. You know, a lot of times we have to play with mutes, right? We have to reach for, you know, a water bottle or a mute on the floor. Well, you know, if you need to play, you could reach. You could reach, or if you don't have a trumpet on here, you could reach. It's not going to fall off. It's there. Okay, it's solid. All right. So that's really important. Now, if you have any questions, please visit the JazzLab.com website. The link will be in the description below. At this point in time, this is not available on Amazon, although I'm sure it will be very soon, because I know the Saxholder Pro is available there. But you can go to their site, JazzLab.com, and hit the dealer tab, and you could see where this is sold. It's sold just about worldwide. There are a variety of places for the US people to buy this. I noticed Sam Ash was one of those places. So you definitely would want to check this out. Now, I know that there's at least one other device like this that's been out for a while. It's the Schulman system. The only thing is that I know that that's expensive and it may not be so easy to get, but I can tell you that this is really easy. If I can figure this out, you can figure this out. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. And this is not going to be as expensive as the Schulman system. Okay, and just for full transparency, I did get the trumpet holder for free so I could do a review for you to give you a better decision with regard to this device. If you have questions, though, I'm going to say to direct them to the people at JazzLab. Just go to their website and contact them. Now, you're probably thinking, how do I get this thing, you know, back? How do I get it off me? The first thing that I would do is I would loosen this retaining arm, bring it all the way out, bring it into, turn it to the left, bring it all the way in, and tighten the lever. And then what I would do is I'd press this black button so that it goes all the way in. Next thing I would do, press the yellow button in the back to release the arms, bring them to the sides, and the last step is I want to bring in the length piece over here that rests against your stomach, belly button, whatever way you want to go. So for that, I need to turn it clockwise, bring it all the way in, tighten it, and then it wraps up great, and what you can do is store it in the bag that it came from, that it came with. And there you have it. All right, so if you like this video, I hope you got a lot out of it. Please like it. Please subscribe to the channel. More importantly, though, please share this video with music teachers, with parents who have young kids wanting to play trumpet, with trumpet players with injuries, friends in community bands who are getting tired of holding up the trumpet because they've been playing for so many years. I think this can bring a lot of joy back to all of those trumpeters. I hope you got a lot out of this video. And on that note, thank you so much for spending your time with me. Take care. Have an awesome day.